So I think collaborating is a very essential part of music in general because artists want to reach other people, other artists' demographics and their audiences to grow in a different city, or just reach a bigger artist. So like for me, in the past 5 years coming to India, I wanted to grow knowing that I need to find like bigger artists to get me to their audiences and reach bigger audiences. So for example, either Divine or Raftar or even Devil, because he's been in an OG in the game, for a long time, and he's got a good following within the Mumbai space. So it was definitely a collaboration that I wanted to make happen.
Yeah, also like when I met him, we used to like chill out a lot at like the local clubs in Bandra. Shahrul's sound is different, was different than what I was doing. I never did what he was doing. His sound was a little new compared to what I was doing, before I met him. But after I did a song with him, I realized that my strength is also on another kind of a format also. From there I took it, and now I can do like 2-3 different styles, because I realized by collaborating that you don't have to limit yourself. You can just let yourself go.
Yeah.
So I think collaborations are really important.
I think even with our song Psycho, I had a theme in mind for something I wouldn't do usually from the commercial stuff I did, but I wanted to branch out and do something a little bit daring and something that comes from a deeper part of me, which I wanted to get out. And I knew seeing his type of videos, I could get that. He
knew I'm psycho.
Yeah. So I knew that he would complement this song well. So I think in collaboration, it's always about knowing who's going to complement the song well, and give you that balance that you can do your thing, they can do their thing, and at the same time help deliver a better product.
तो जैसे शाहरुल भाई ने बोला कि आप अच्छे आर्टिस्टों के साथ कोलैब करते हो तो आपको ऑडियंस मिलता है, तो ऐसी अगर तुमको लग रहा है कि मुंबई में तुम अच्छा कर रहे हो ऑलरेडी, लेकिन तुमको ऐसे लग रहा है कि मेरे को अभी और बाहर के लोग भी सुनना चाहिए, दूसरा स्टेट मेरे को सुनना चाहिए, तो आप जैसे दिल्ली में भी हिप हॉप सीन अभी बहुत सही चल रहा है, तो आप कोई दिल्ली के आर्टिस्ट के साथ कोलैब कर सकते हो, आप न्यू अपकमिंग आर्टिस्टों के साथ भी कोलैब कर सकते हो, क्योंकि बहुत सारे अपकमिंग आर्टिस्ट लोग बहुत न्यू साउंड पे काम करते हैं और उनका सोचने का तरीका थोड़ा अलग रहता है और अपना सोचने का तरीका अलग रहता है। तो अगर आप उन लोग के साथ कोलैब कर रहे हो तो आपके ट्रैक को एक न्यू साउंड मिलेगा और अच्छे से जैसे वो भी अपकमिंग है उसको भी हेल्प होगी कि आपके इससे वो आ सकता है और उसके न्यू एक्सपेरिमेंट की वजह से आपका ट्रैक भी अच्छे से शाइन कर सकता है। और कोलैबोरेशन एक ऐसा चीज़ है जो सिर्फ आर्टिस्टों के साथ मतलब रैपर है तो रैपर के साथ नहीं करना चाहिए, और ऐसे कोलैबोरेशन आप किसी के साथ भी कर सकते हो, सिंगर हो फिर चाहे कोई भी, और अगर आप चाहे तो कोलैबोरेशन वीडियोग्राफर्स के साथ भी कर सकते हो, जैसे जो कोई म्यूजिक वीडियो बनाता है आप उसके साथ कोलैब करके अपना म्यूजिक वीडियो बना सकते हो। जैसे हम लोग सब जेडी और हम लोग सबका जो भी आइडिया है जेडी हम लोग सब करते हैं, वो एक टाइप ऑफ कोलैबोरेशन है। मैं मेरा आइडिया जेडी को शेयर करता हूँ, जेडी अपना आइडिया मेरे को शेयर करता है, और ऐसा करके एक कोलैबोरेशन वाइब में हम लोग म्यूजिक वीडियो भी बनाते। तो जैसे एक टाइप ऑफ कोलैबोरेशन है कि डिवाइन भाई ने नास के साथ कोलैबोरेट किया, और हम लोग सब जैसे मेरे जैसे आर्टिस्ट लोग हम लोग सब नास को देख के इंस्पायर होते हैं और डिवाइन भाई ने उनके साथ कोलैब किया। तो मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि डिवाइन भाई इंडिया में इतना फेमस है, तो अभी नास के साथ कोलैब करने के बाद उनको और जितना भी हिप हॉप का वर्ल्ड वाइड ऑडियंस है उनको मिलेगा। तो ये कोलैबोरेशन का सबसे बड़ा फ़ायदा है कि आप इंटरनेशनल आर्टिस्टों के साथ कोलैब करोगे तो आपको उधर का ऑडियंस मिलेगा, आप जिस टाइप ऑफ आर्टिस्ट के साथ कोलैब करोगे आपको वैसा ऑडियंस मिलेगा कोलैबोरेशन में।
So that's why this is the reason why collaborating with different artists helps you. It gets you like आपको flexibility मिलती है with your style. You get to learn from others. You get to challenge yourself and broaden your thinking and your thought process. And also it gives you a broader audience also. आप बहुत सारे लोगों के सामने जाके expose होते हो, आपका talent expose होता है।
तो जैसे जीजी में मैं अगर काम कर रहा हूँ, हम लोग राइटिंग कैंप में जा रहे हैं सॉन्ग राइटिंग के, तो सब लोग साथ में रहते हैं, तो मैं कभी कभी पूछना पसंद करता हूँ, जैसे मैं डीविल भाई को क्योंकि मेरे को लगता है कि अपने से ज़्यादा जो अपने लिसनर लोग हैं और जो अपने साथ वाले अपने फ्रेंड्स आर्टिस्ट लोग हैं उन लोग को ज़्यादा पता रहता है कि अल्ताफ़ अपना कितना दे सकता है, अल्ताफ़ अपना 100% दे सकता है, या किधर अल्ताफ़ अगर 80% दे रहा है तो वो अल्ताफ़ को नहीं समझा है क्योंकि वो राइटर है और वो लिख रहा है फट से, लेकिन अपना जो क्रूमेट है या अपना कोई फ्रेंड आर्टिस्ट है जिसके साथ अपन वाइब करते हैं उसको फट से पता चल जाएगा कि अल्ताफ़ इससे और अच्छा कर सकता है। तो मैं तो ओपनली फीडबैक देता भी हूँ, और ऐसे में मेरे को जैसे डीविल भाई या शाहरुल भाई दोनों में से कोई भी अगर मेरे को बोलता है कि तेरे को अल्ताफ़ ये चेंज करना चाहिए तो इससे और अच्छा कर सकता है, तो मैं करता हूँ और फीडबैक्स लेता हूँ। हमेशा अच्छा है फीडबैक लेना आर्टिस्टों के लिए, मैं सजेस्ट करूंगा जितने भी आर्टिस्ट लोग हैं उनको.
Also, there should be a line that should be also drawn with kind of overstepping, and I feel like that's where kind of disagreements and tiffs can kind of happen. Where if an artist does not want to change or make or take the feedback in the right way, it can create waves between artists when collaborating. And I think it's happened for sure in the past when I've had an artist wanted to do more bars or kind of overpower in certain sections, and I said it in a nice way or whatever, and it they felt they didn't need to put the verse on there, so they took it elsewhere. So which is totally fine, because at the end of the day, the friendship stays the same, but just that one specific song, there's thousands of other songs we can make at the end of the day.
Speaking of clashes, like creative clashes in while making songs, not only being with collaborating with rappers, when you're making a song, you're also collaborating with the producer who is producing the beat. So I think sometimes there is a situation where you have more say on the beat, on how you want it on your song, if you're doing a solo song on a particular beat. So if you're working with the producer, then you have all the right to go ahead and give him feedback or claim what you exactly want on the song. So all these particular things depend on a situation. If you're collaborating with a singer, and if you don't know much about singing, then there's nothing much you can say to that person. But sonically, whatever sounds right to you, you would go with that normally. So all these things are up to it's. I think I feel that if I really want to work with an artist, and if I'm not getting on the same page with him, I would try till the time I get there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would just drop the project and then say that it's not happening. So it's pretty simple as that. There's nothing to stress about.
मैं स्टार्टिंग डेज में जब भी मैं सीख रहा था हिप हॉप और रैप, मेरे को फीडबैक सबसे ज़्यादा काम आया. और मेरे को लगता है अपकमिंग आर्टिस्ट अगर कोई है और उसको मतलब एक टाइम पे जब भी आपका म्यूज़िक जब एक टाइम पे आपको लगने लग जाएगा कि तुम सही म्यूज़िक बना रहे हो और तुम बिलीव कर रहे हो, तो शारुल और धवल भाई जो बोल रहे हो बहुत सही है कि अपना म्यूज़िकल आइडिया पे कभी किसी को जंप इन नहीं करने देना चाहिए. लेकिन जब भी मैं ये लर्नर्स के लिए बोल रहा हूँ, अगर तुम लर्नर हो और तुम अभी चालू कर रहे हो तो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा ट्राई करो फीडबैक्स लेने के लिए. क्योंकि जब भी मैं कॉलेज में पार्टिसिपेट करता था शोज़ पे, तभी डीविल भाई लोग जज रहते थे, तो ये लोग मेरे को मेरा अच्छा चीज़ें बताते थे कि मैंने स्टेज पे क्या किया और मैंने कुछ गलत. जैसे मेरे को MC मवाली ने एक बार बताया कि जो तू रैप फ्लो कर रहा है तू बहुत सही कर रहा है, खाली इसको तेरे को थोड़ा और वेरिएशन लाना चाहिए. और उसने मेरे को समझाया, तो फिर मेरे को और पता चला कि हाँ मतलब सही बोल रहा है ये, कि मैं जब स्टेज पे रहूँगा तो मैं और अच्छे से वेरिएशन कर सकता हूँ फ्लो में. मैं लिखता सही हूँ लेकिन खाली इसको अच्छे से मेरे को एग्रेशन लाना चाहिए. तो ये सब फीडबैक हमेशा मेरे को काम आया और मैं अभी भी इस पर काम कर रहा हूँ. जितना मेरे को फीडबैक्स मैं हमेशा एज एन आर्टिस्ट मेरे कमेंट पे भी देखता हूँ कि जितने भी लोग मेरे फैंस लोग मेरे को फीडबैक देते, मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगता है. और जितने मेरे फ्रेंड्स हैं और मेरे प्रोड्यूसर दोस्त लोग हैं वो लोग फीडबैक देते हैं तो मेरे को अच्छा लगता है, क्योंकि मेरा म्यूज़िक मैं नया बना सकता हूँ. लेकिन कुछ फीडबैक्स ऐसे मतलब जिसका अगर तुम्हारे म्यूज़िक में सही में मायने रख रहा है वो फीडबैक का, तो आपको लेना चाहिए. या कुछ आइडियाज़ ऐसा रहता है कि जैसे कोड मुंबई 17 में पूरा मेरा आइडिया था, मेरा सोलो ट्रैक था, तो मेरे को उसमें ऐसा नहीं था कि मैं किसी को पूछूं फीडबैक. वो जो भी था मेरा माइंडसेट था और मैंने बनाया वो गाना. लेकिन कुछ चीज़ में मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि कोई ट्रैक में अगर मैं एक्सपेरिमेंट कर रहा हूँ तो मैं ज़रूर शारुल को वो गाना भेज के पूछूंगा. मैं अभी भी शारुल को ट्रैक्स भेजता हूँ और पूछता हूँ कि ब्रो हाउ इट्स साउंडिंग, मेरे को बताओ कि कैसे और मैं इसमें कर सकूँ. तो फीडबैक हमेशा मेरे को उस चीज़ में काम आया.
I think it's definitely important to take feedback from audio engineers, sound engineers, because at the end of the day, you want it to be at the right level of balance and just at the certain benchmark for professionalism when it comes to audio. So you want to take their feedback. You want to take a different audio engineer's feedback from the guy who's actually mixed your song. And today loudness is such a big thing within mixing and mastering. So I think all of us have struggled, during our days of coming up, and we still do sometimes when we work with certain people, that we can achieve that certain amount of loudness, on certain tracks. If we're using a YouTube beat or making just a remix, getting that loudness and also letting our vocals sit on the track. I think as a rapper, you should always be, worried about is your vocals audible or not? You know, can people understand your words? Which is like, I think that's the most basic thing when it comes to that. And sometimes a lot of producers, they think if they're mixing their song, they're kind of mixing it in the way that, you know, the beat is more important for them rather than the vocals. And for us, it's the other way. You know, I mean, it should be a balance, but at the end of the day, if they can't understand your vocals, then, you know.
Hip hop in India is comparatively new than like, you know, compared to other countries. So achieving a sound like how exactly rappers would sound in the West or in UK or something like that, it's where like we still have to reach at that particular level right now in India, because we don't have the training yet, because hip hop is not a genre that comes from India. In India, people are you know, used to mixing singing vocals, like playback singing vocals and everything, and that's a different process altogether, which for rap it takes different kinds of understanding and different skills and different knowledge of mixing vocals. I hope I'm not wrong.
Yeah, 100%.
Because and that to go there right now, we don't have many you know, engineers in India right now who are sonically trained that very well. Sharul comes, he studied in UK, he studied sound in UK, so he has a little bit of that knowledge. So that's the reason why it's very important for sound engineers also to pay attention into what the artist is doing, how he sounds, his vocal capabilities, his level of range and everything, so that he knows how to mix a song and how to engineer the song right for the artist. Because tomorrow, no matter how great an artist has recorded his song, if it's not engineered or mixed well, it will not amplify its best features. So what an engineer does is he amplifies the best features of an artist on a song by mixing his, you know, his sound. So it's very important for you to be involved with a sound engineer thoroughly while you're making a song.
And I also think it also starts from the recording process, because one thing I learned is you can't fix a lot of things in the mix, and I'm sure that translates to film and a lot of other things. First of all, I don't look at them as mentors. I think you have to have it. There's some sort of friendship that needs to be there when it comes to be mentoring, because I think today when you make it more transactional, that, oh, I'm just trying to get advice and information from you, then that person gets a little bit resistant. And, you know, we get messages all the time on Instagram like, oh, check out this, check out that, tell me how to rap, tell me how to. It's a little bit harder to understand rather than when you know the person. For me, when I came to Bombay, knowing that, when I came to Mumbai, knowing that, you know, there were certain venues where hip-hop music was being played, and there were certain venues where just the music industry, you know, would go and hang out, like certain venues, right? I would just spend my time going, you know, every night I would go out, hang by the DJ booth, wait till the DJ goes to the bathroom, go speak to him for 2 minutes, go there every week, you know, start building rapport with, you know, the tastemakers of the scene. And then, you know, meeting guys like The Evil. I used to go to a Thursday night, hip-hop night in Bandra every Thursday, and Divine would walk in, and I knew some mutual friends, so that was my in to speak with him. And I mean, at the end of the day, we're all human, and human connection is the, you know, the main thing. So if you can start there and, you know, build a rapport and friendship, then you can kind of build it to where you want to be. And if that person doesn't, you know, reciprocate that, then I'm sure there's a better person.
तो जैसे शारुल भाई ने बोला कि फ्रेंड्स ही सबसे ज़्यादा अपने मेंटर वाला रोल निभाते, तो जितने मेरे क्रू में लोग थे, वो लोग ने हमेशा मेरे को जैसे मेरा एनिमीज क्रू था, वो लोग हमेशा मेरे को मोटिवेट करते थे हर चीज़ों के लिए कि तू बहुत अच्छे से लिरिक्स लिखता है, तेरे को और अच्छा लिखना चाहिए, ऐसे करके मेरे लिए मतलब कोई स्पेसिफिकली मेरे को कोई किसी ने कभी बताया नहीं, लेकिन मेरे क्रूमेट लोग जितने थे उन लोग, और अभी भी मेरा क्रू गली गैंग, हम लोग सब ये लोग सब मेरे को बताते कि कैसे करना चाहिए, और हमेशा मेरे को लगता है कि अपने फ्रेंड्स ही अपने सबसे बड़े मेंटोर रहते.
Sometimes when you find a mentor and you kind of maybe you get past a point where you've kind of capped the knowledge that they've given you, and you need to kind of gradually build to, you know, bigger and better mentors. Not to say that, you know, that person is less you know, worthy of information or help anymore. It's just, you know, as you grow, you would like more information. And if you're entering a new space, like if I want to enter acting, you know, I would want to find, you know, someone who's more experienced, you know.
Personally, I feel that you can have like mentors who are like you know, passive mentors. basically people who you just directly learn from without them teaching you something. I feel hip hop is a study of self, and it has to be taken in your direction. Mentors can be there for you when you're learning your basics. Yes, absolutely, you do require somebody to explain you basics. But people who are not able to find a mentor, finding a mentor is not your goal in hip hop or in rapping. Your goal is to become a rapper that you are, that you can be, to become the best of yourself. So don't worry if you can't find a mentor. If you want, you can learn from your surroundings, you can learn from the internet, you can learn from the artists that you listen to. जो भी rappers को तुम लोग सुनते हो, they are your mentors, your idols are your mentors. Life lessons can be your mentor. So don't be disappointed if you're not able to find somebody to teach you the perfect way of becoming a rapper, because nobody can.
Exactly.
You are the ones who can find a way how to become the perfect rapper. If you understand yourself, if you understand your sound, your personality, you will be able to shape yourself without any mentors. So like, I would say that's not the most important thing, but like try and learn as much as you can by yourself. It's about self-learning.
When it comes to Divine as a mentor for me, I feel like, it started as friendship, for about 3-4 years, we would just bump into each other in clubs, that's how it started. And, kind of relating on hip hop and, doing ciphers outside, a club and just sending each other battle rap videos, things like that.
I think it's more about helping each other than just one guy mentoring one person. I think they both were mentoring each other, because even he came up with some knowledge that maybe Vivian was not aware of, or maybe they shared. That's what we all do. Like, like me, I help Altaf might help Sharul might help me, I might help Divine. It's like that. So it's all about passing information, whatever new things that you learn. When you're networking, also make sure you pass on some knowledge so that you get some. It's all about communicating with people when you go out.
And I think for Divine specifically, for all of us, I think he mentored us in ways that, he showed us bigger and larger ways of performing.
Exactly.
Yes.
How to stand in front of, like, I've been performing since I was 13, but standing in front of 4,000, 5,000 people is a different thing, and controlling that audience for an hour is a task. And, he does it so well that, even if we're opening for him, it's, we're getting a piece of that audience, for that 30 minutes, but we watch him and, we see, the little intricacies, and he tells us...
There's a lot to learn from what he has experienced. Like when we watch him perform, it's all the experience that he has gained for years by performing live. I have seen him perform the biggest shows, like 30 to 40,000 people at once. And he performed like it's just another day for him because of all that experience that he has. And that's where we watch him and we learn from him what he does. We try to put it across in our own way, in our own styles. We try to do it, but we learn from him. Similarly, we all learn from each other when we perform. Like sometimes I learn from Sharul, like, how I can go with a high pitch on stage, because his songs are mostly high pitch. So when I see him do that, I see what are the things that he does. Sometimes I speak to him. And that's how, like, it helps me also, like, expand my skill set.
Yeah.
When it comes to choosing which particular artist that you're going to work with or जिसके साथ तुम लोगों को काम करना है, very, very, very important thing is, first of all, you need to know कि आपका style क्या है. If your style is something that you are aware of, कि तुमको पता है कि तुम ये zone में हो, तुम्हारा ये personality है, तभी जाके तुम choose कर सकते हो कि तुम्हारे personality में कौन fall करता है. Like for an example, if I have to work with Sharul, I have to make sure that Sharul also knows that I have a different style. If I don't have a style, if I'm haywire with my personality, then he wouldn't understand whether he's supposed to collaborate with me or not. So he wouldn't understand that what I exactly am and what my zone is, so that we can get together and collaborate. So that's one very important thing. Also, rappers जब भी कोई भी जगह पे hip hop शुरू होता है तो उसकी एक community बनती है. वैसे आप लोगों को, like in India also we have a community of rappers. FrontRow पे भी rappers की community है. तो उन लोगों के साथ आप अगर जुड़ोगे, जितने अलग अलग आर्टिस्ट आपके एरिया में, आपके सिटी में हैं और जितने आपके रैप सीन में है, उन लोगों के साथ अगर आप कनेक्टेड रहोगे तो आप एक दूसरे को जानोगे और फिर आप लोगों को पता चलेगा कि हाँ, मेरे को इसके साथ कोलैबोरेट करना है और इसके साथ नहीं, ये मेरे स्टाइल में ज़्यादा फॉल करता है, ये नहीं करता है. तो ये सारी चीज़ें आपको तभी मालूम पड़ेगी जब आपको अपना पर्सनैलिटी पता चलेगा. यू विल अंडरस्टैंड योर स्टाइल of making songs, of rapping in a certain way.